Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna keep this video relatively short, or at least I'm gonna try to. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about what to do when you're just getting started on TikTok. So let's get started. So thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna be going over steps that you can take when just starting out on TikTok. So this video won't be too long. Hopefully, I guess we'll see. One step that is very important is being familiar with the app, and that's step one. Obviously, this is a very important step. You want to understand how the algorithm works, how videos are like, how people style their videos, etc., how the platform is like. And once you understand this, it becomes a lot easier to know what videos you should be making, how you should be styling these videos, what you need to be doing to get this attention that those content creators are getting, and figure out exactly how the app works. Right? So it might sound strange, and it might sound like I guess it could sound obvious, but at the same time, it could also sound strange. But spend some time scrolling through, and you might be thinking, well, why should I scroll through mindlessly? Don't you talk about not mindlessly scrolling, blah, 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 blah. And while that may be true, while that may be true, you'll get a taste of what the platform's like, how it works, how videos are made, etc. So once you're able to understand that, it becomes a lot easier to know what videos you should be making. So that's why you need to be very familiar with the app and how it works. Step two, take note of different content styles, right? So when you're checking out TikTok, always pay attention to what type of trends, what type of videos, what type of sounds, all these elements, how they're popular and how they're getting views. You want to understand what exactly they are, how it's doing that, and how you can be doing the same thing. So once you keep that in mind, it becomes a lot easier for you to take advantage of these trends or sounds or any little element like that and use them in your videos. So you'll pretty much get an understanding of how to get the viewer's attention once you're doing that. Once you take note of the different styles and stuff that you can do, once you start actually making the content, you can test out and do hypothesis and do little test runs on how these videos do. You can experiment, like the mad scientist. I don't always say that all the time, but it's true. You want to be like a mad scientist, constantly experimenting. So you'll pretty much get a good understanding of how those videos are made, especially if you're able to take note of these different styles. So step number 3 is a very simple one as well. You want to understand your purpose. Now, you should ask yourself, why are you on this app? Why are you on TikTok, right? And obviously, I don't mean that in a very degrading way, because there has to be a reason to why you're on this app. Whether that's you want to grow your own personal brand, or maybe you have a business or a brand that you want to grow. Whether it's an e-com brand, or let's say you have a B2B business or something and you want to grow that, or maybe you want to make a name for yourself, or maybe you just want to make content for fun. Well, understanding that key purpose, understanding why you're on there, makes the process easier and gives you a reason to why you should be making content. And it could also motivate you to even make more content as well. And not only that, it also, gives you more of a purpose to make content. And, it seems like every video that you'll make will have that purpose, or at least drive you towards that purpose of wanting to make it, or wanting to develop something, or grow something, or make something bigger than yourself. And that's where understanding your purpose can definitely come into play here. And step number 4 is doing research. Research is very key. So you always want to do your research on your niche and understand your niche before you even set out your first video, because you never want to walk into something blind and not know what you're doing. Right? So that's where research is very helpful, especially when you're doing research on your niche. Obviously, doing research on the platform itself, seeing what types of videos there are, that's different type of research, but that's still research. But when I'm talking about research, I want you to do research on your niche. Like, for example, let's say let's say like you have some sort of e-com brand. What specific niche are you in? Are you selling jewelry? Are you selling clothing? Are you selling makeup, skincare? Are you selling a gadget or whatever? Are you selling something like that? If you are, look at that niche. But let's say you're selling like a B2B service type business. See what others in the space are doing. Look at what the big guys are doing with their content strategy. Or maybe they don't even have their own account, but they have people reposting their stuff, whether it's from clips or a podcast or whatever. You could be doing the same thing. So you should definitely be doing research on that. Definitely do research on your niche, because honestly, if you're not learning, you're not earning. And that kind of does sound a little corny, but it's so true, because if you're not learning, if you're not continuously doing research and finding ways to get better, how can you earn, whether that's monetary or social gain or whatever? How can you earn that if you're not taking that effort, if you're not putting in the effort to want to learn and continue to grow and improve? So that's really why I think step 4 is probably one of the most important ones, and why I think understanding all these fundamentals can definitely lead you to success, not just on TikTok, but on any social platform in general. So definitely do your research. Like, I cannot stress it enough. And step 5, last step here, do not reinvent anything. You don't really need to be the most creative person ever to do well on this app. You really don't. And obviously, there involves some sort of creativity. Obviously, you have to have some pizzazz to you. You have to have some charisma to you to some extent. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do anything new per se. You just need to do what works and add your own twist to it. You don't really need to be that innovative. So the only way you'll know it works if those ahead of you or on your level are doing the exact same thing and are doing really well. So this is why doing research is very important, like I said, because if you try to reinvent the wheel and try to do stuff that everyone else is not doing, you're bound to fail unless what you do is like very unique and very like innovative, which 9 times out of 10, honestly 9.999 times out of 10, it's just not going to work out in your favor. So I definitely think that you should be focusing on what works and how you could be using those exact same strategies and adding your own little twist to it relative to your vision or your brand or how whatever you're trying to um, I guess, emulate with your content strategy. So I know this third bullet point is kind of another cliche saying, but if it isn't broke, don't fix it, right? If what you're doing has no relation to what your niche is, or is not in line with what everyone else in your niche is doing, you're probably bound to fail, like I said, unless that one exception, that very rare exception hits, which is almost likely to not happen. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Just do what others are doing, but obviously add your own twist to it. You don't want to be a carbon copy at the same time. You want to be your own person. You want to be your own brand, whatever. But do not try to reinvent the wheel, if that makes sense. Hopefully I articulated that in a way where it's easily understandable. But if not, I guess in a way to dumb it down, not to insult you guys. I don't think anyone watching this video is dumb. I think they're able to understand it. Maybe I'm just not articulate enough. But do what others are doing that are ahead of you, that are crushing it in their content strategy, that are in your niche. Implement some of what they do. Implement little bits. Take note of what they do, videos that they make, etc. Try to replicate that exact same video, but instead of being a carbon copy, add your own little twist to it, and you'll see how it can do wonders for you. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I know I didn't type in end. It says end, but regardless, typo aside, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. Hopefully you got a lot of value from it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Feel free to drop a comment. But show some love regardless. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch this video. I know I kind of went a little overboard, so I'm going to cut it short now. So thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.